Hello once again, Nerds of the Nintendo Universe. Nerdieo here, back with some Pokemon TCGO. Now, this is actually a video I've been wanting to do for a while, and one thing I'm just gonna say right now, this is not live commentary, sadly. This is post-commentary. So, what this video actually is this is a video against JessCollectsCards. If you guys don't know JessCollectsCards, she is a Pokemon TCGO YouTuber who does pack openings and versus on TCGO, and honestly, I'm just gonna say, if you're just a general fan in Pokemon, I recommend you go check her out. But if you guys actually like the Pokemon TCG stuff, she's a channel you definitely want to go watch. She definitely deserves more subscribers than she actually has, so please, please, please go send her some love. But now that you know who I'm facing, I just want to tell you guys a little bit of something we agreed on, and that is that this was a basically a best of 5 or a first to 3. And what ended up happening is that these matches ended up going for an hour long, which was actually, I gotta say, is pretty great. I stayed up till 3 in the morning playing her just to get the first to 3. So what these are is, this is the first 2 matches. So we're going to do the first 2 matches, the second 2, and then the final match, because we actually took it to 5 matches. So hopefully you guys will enjoy today. We have the first 2 matches, and if you guys want to go get her perspective of things, definitely go check out her channel so you could go watch her perspective. And I'm not sure if she's going to be putting her thought process up like commentary. I'm pretty sure she is, so definitely go check that out too. But let's go ahead and get right into this match. As you guys saw, I chose the Electric Eye deck, which is actually one I'm not too experienced in, but I still really enjoy it. So I gotta call the coin flip. I won. I chose to go first because one thing I like to do with my playstyles is that I like to build up my Pokemon. And in this game, you will definitely see me building up quite a lot of Pokemon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Shinx here. Jess is gonna choose her basic. I'm gonna choose Esper, since Esper pretty much is my only choice. I mean, what can I do? So I get another Shinx, and I'm going to go ahead and start stocking that Shinx up, actually, because, like I said, I really like stocking on my Pokemon. I get a Honage on the, in my hand, but I'm not sure if I should put it on my bench just yet, because sometimes there are, I wouldn't think if she would have one in this, because I don't know the deck she has too well. In fact, this is my first time playing it, so I didn't know she had a Pokemon that affected bench Pokemon, but anyways, she evolves her Wingull into Pelipper, attaching an energy to it, and the fact that it's already a Pelipper, like, second turn, is pretty scary on my part. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start building up on Scorpy. As you guys saw, I put an energy out, put it on the bench, and set up a an energy. And on her turn, she actually attached another energy, went for an attack, went for a solid 30 damage, and my Shinx is already halfway gone. So one thing I think is that I have to go ahead and get some damage on this thing, but instead I'm thinking, wait, her Tranquil doesn't really have anything on the bench. So one thing I'm thinking about is using Roar, and that's actually what I end up doing. So this way, it would have worked the same way. Both Pokemon have 2 times the weakness to electric type Pokemon. So Shinx was pretty safe to do that, and especially since he wouldn't be taking damage for another 2 energies, which means it's basically another 2 turns. I feel like that was good on my part, and as you guys saw, I evolved the Shinx in my bench into a Luxio and attached another energy, because again, I like building up. And as you guys saw, I did the most savage 20 damage that will ever be given in the history of Pokemon TCGO. So she's going to retreat the Tranquil and call out the Pelipper and kill me. This is when I'm going to go ahead and call in Luxio, since Luxio is pretty much ready to kill this Pelipper. So then I put out Honage, I attach an energy to it, use Tierno, because I'm hoping that I can get more energies, because, like I said, I do like to build up. So that's when I go for Thunderfang. After getting 2 energies, I paralyze her. And when you're paralyzed for the full turn, for those of you who are more into VGC. In TCGO, you're paralyzed for just 1 turn, and then you're back to normal, like so. So one thing I do here is I went ahead and I evolved Honedge, because that's something I really need to do. From here, I believe I go for another Thunderfang, which, yeah, I did. for 60 damage, and I went for the little disrespect of paralyzing her. So I'm gonna go ahead and get another psychic energy from my prize cards. What I'm doing on the right here is that she sent her message. I tried sending a message, but sadly I was having a little bit of problems that night with my TCGO program, but that's besides the point. As you guys saw, she put a Dunsparce into play. I'm sitting here with Luxio. I feel like I'm pretty good, and one thing I really wish I could do is set up another Pokemon, but sadly I was just able to attach an energy to Scorpy, which in the end, I will say right now, it would have been better if I started setting up Esper, because one thing I forgot about this deck is that it had Esper and Meowstic, so that's something I should have done. With the Dunsparce, I'm going to go ahead, disrespect by paralyzing it as it dies, just like the Pelipper. So I get another card. I believe it was another electric energy? I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention, sadly. But she uses the Professor's Letter, gets 2 water energies, which is something she's really needing right now. She really needs those energies. Sorry. You admit I'm speaking fast, because if you guys can't tell, I sped up the footage. So yeah. So I'm going to go for another Thunderfang. That finishes off the Swablu. And did it paralyze it? I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. So it's her turn, and one thing I noticed is that I have a what's called a Glameow in my hand. So that was actually going to be the next Pokemon I wanted to set up, because I like to set up. And the second she pulls out this Articuno and uses Fine Ice, I get super scared. I get really scared. I am not kidding. Because this Articuno, because I have no Pokemon throughout this entire game. No Pokemon that could live the hit of its oh, I forgot what move it is, but it does 100 base damage, and I have no Pokemon that can survive the hit. I have no items to help me out. So she's already 2 out of 4 in, which is very scary to me. I just felt like I had to get her out fast. I had to get her out as soon as possible. So one thing I do is I set up the Glameow, evolve it into Perugly. I believe I attach another energy to it. Yeah, and then I go for another Thunderfang, hoping that it paralyzes it. It does paralyze it, I was right, and one thing I didn't know she had was a, as you guys will see right now, she has a Nurse Joy, or a Pokemon Center lady, and that cures paralysis, and it also heals exactly 60 HP, so that was really good on her part. One thing I do is that I believe I go for Professor's Letter, yeah, because I was on my last energy. I do go for Professor's Letter because I need as many as I can to get all these Pokemon set up for the destruction that this Articuno could possibly cause. So luckily I do paralyze it, preventing it from being able to use the attack this turn, because if it was able to attack, Luxio would have been gone, and it probably, it would have been really bad on my part. So I go for another Thunderfang, not sure if I paralyze. I do not paralyze this turn. And now that I have Blitzel on the bench, I am super happy to have Zebstrika ready, able to evolve. And one thing I did when I checked Zebstrika and Articuno was I made sure that Zebstrika's move could go into full effect, because when the opposing Pokemon has resistance to fighting or rock types or whatever that is, whatever you want to classify it as, it does 60 more damage, which does a grand total of 110, which was great. I was super happy. And as you guys can see, I have the Meowstic. So I went ahead, evolved it into Esper into Meowstic, and I went for a Crashing Bolt, which did the 110 like I said it would, and the powerful 170 total damage, which I was super happy for. I was glad I was able to get that thing out. So she's going to go for Bagon, and Bagon is actually going to, or can be, a really troublesome Pokemon depending on your luck of flipping coins, because Continuous Headbutt, you flip a coin until you get Tails. Sadly, she got Tails first turn, but you flip a coin until you get Tails, and it racks up, I believe, 30 damage. 30 damage each heads you get. And that's very scary, you guys. That's incredibly scary, because this Bagon can take out a Wailord. It's possible. It's possible. But one thing I do is I go for a Crashing Bolt, finish it off at 110 damage, and I'm going to go, I believe it was 110? I don't think so. I think it was just a 50. Or else I would have killed it first turn. So one thing I do is I get a Professor's Letter. I believe that's what I got as a prize card. So I'm going to go ahead and use it because I need those energies. And as you guys can see, I still have lots left. So one thing I do is I get that Meowstic ready just in case. I go for a Crashing Bolt. Doesn't kill it. I am 20 away. I believe it had 130. I was 20 away from killing this Articuno. I would have been super happy if I was able to. But sadly wasn't. It's my turn. So one thing I do is, I believe I just finished off the Articuno here. Yeah. That's pretty much all I really wanted to do, and that's what got me the victory. Because that's when I realized I had like one prize card. I didn't realize that I went through the match that fast. So that was actually a good match. It was very much on my part, just for the pure luck of the draw. The fact that I was able to get those cards very easily when I needed them definitely got me the win. She really needed more energies at towards the beginning of the game. If she got all the energies she needed, it would have been a lot more close. So one thing I have right here is the Mental Might deck, and the Mental Might deck is really good okay, it can be really good without what I use it for, but to me, it's super good for bulking up, or not bulking up, but building up on Gallade. And you actually will see a little bit of an example of that in this battle. So, one thing it says is that Jess didn't have a basic Pokemon in her hand, and when you don't have basic Pokemon, you have to reshuffle you have to put it in your deck, reshuffle, and then draw 7 more. And this gave me the opportunity to draw an extra card. And of course, I took advantage of this, and I really wanted an extra card. So I get an Evosoda, and Evosodas are probably one of the some of the best cards, or could be. I'm not saying it is. It's not, but it could be one of the better cards to have in your deck. So one thing I do is I get the Ralts instantly. I needed the Ralts. I really wanted the Ralts, and I get Swoobat because I had Swoobat in my hand, so I was able to evolve it instantly as a basic backup, basically. So one thing I do is I instantly put Ralts on my bench because, of course, I want that Gallade like I mentioned earlier. She put a double energy, if you guys didn't see, on her Bagon, which is incredibly scary because I believe it's the next turn. You guys could see the power of Continuous Headbutt. I go for an Evosoda because I really want this Ralts to evolve. Evolved it into Kirlia, reshuffled my deck, I was able to add an energy onto it, and I ended my turn because there was really nothing I could do but place Furfuro out on the bench. So one thing she's going to do is she's going to add another one, and look at, okay, it's not this one, it's not this turn, but oh my gosh, the next turn, you guys can see the true power of Continuous Headbutt. It's just completely outrageous. RNG was on her side on this next Headbutt. So one thing I did was I really wanted to save Gallade as a basic human shield. So I sent out Miltank because Miltank is also an incredibly bulky Pokemon. She uses Lysandre, which gets freaking Gallade right back out. And then she goes for just the greatest thing. Oh my god. The RNG was just... Why? The overkill at 210! At 210! All I needed was 20 damage! That's all I needed! Was she even with the 210 damage? So one thing I do is I actually just accept my fate, let the Gallade die, attach another energy to Miltank, and right now I really feel like I'm kind of suffering because, not suffering, but I really need another energy, especially since he has a Shelgon with a rolling tackle which could kill all of my Pokemon in 2 hits. All of the Pokemon I have right at this current moment in 2 hits. So yeah. Also, a great ability that the thing has that prevented me from using Powerful Friends was Exoskeleton. Since Powerful Friends only does 10 damage, Exoskeleton protected it from that extra 10 damage. So one thing I do is I call out Kirlia, I attach another energy to it, and I go for Tiptoe Step, which, if you guys can read yourself, I get to draw 3 cards because I have 3 Psychic Energies on my Kirlia. And luckily, one of those cards is the Gallade. I was so happy to see that Gallade there because that Gallade is just power. More power than that Bagon. So, as you guys see, I took a mean 60 damage. Luck was on my side whenever I called that Roller Skates. I used Tierno so I could get even more energies. And one thing I do is I go for Powerful Storm, and it really didn't matter if I went for Powerful Storm or Swift Lunge, because the Exoskeleton does -10, and they both would have done 80 at the time. So she's going to go ahead and call out her other Shelgon, which is, I believe, just 1 energy away. Okay, she goes through the energy retrieval, gets one back. And basically one thing that this Gallade, what that makes Gallade so powerful, but so risky at the same time, is that I highly recommend you guys don't do this. I don't recommend you guys do this. Is that you can put out as much energies as you want on this Gallade, and then Powerful Surge becomes the most strongest move ever. It could be a total powerhouse. But anyways, that was the set. I won it by killing the Shelgon, and she had no basic Pokemon to put out on her bench. Those matches were actually really fun. I really enjoyed those, Jess. So thank you again for the matches. I will tell that girl over and over and over. Thank you for the matches. They were super fun. Sadly, luck of the draw wasn't on her side. In the second match, she definitely did have something prepared, but I hit that Gallade first, and once I got Gallade, I kind of felt like I'm pretty much ready to sweep her team, or sweep the bench, basically. And that's actually what won me the match. So those are actually the two matches. I'm actually going to go ahead and get the next matches done in a bit. They will be uploaded in a couple days. Actually, I believe probably the day after tomorrow. Since it is Monday for me today, and that's when I plan on uploading it. Tomorrow's Tuesday, don't plan on uploading it. So then Wednesday, not Thursday, then we'll have that grand finale on Friday. So hopefully you guys look forward for the rest of this matchup with Jess. I really had fun, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Tell me if you guys like this TCGO content. Do you guys like my commentary? Did I speak a little too fast? Did the game go by too fast? Just tell me what you guys think about this. This is my first TCGO video ever. Seriously, would mean a lot, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please do click that like button. Seriously, I really recommend you guys go check out JessCollectsCards if you're just a fan of Pokemon in general. She's a big fan of Pokemon, you guys. She's a great person. I highly recommend you guys go check out her content. And other than that, if you guys want to see more Pokemon content in general, please do click that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, Nerdieo is out.